Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Books and Budgets. I am just gonna jump right in here. For one thing, it is daylight outside still. For those of you who, like me, are night owls, you'll know that that's very unusual. For us to be doing things in the daylight, it just is unusual. I'm filming this right after school, and happy Teacher Appreciation Week to every teacher out there, every educator out there, everyone who has anything to do with helping to educate the young people or the adults of this country. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. We do feel your appreciation, and we're certainly feeling energized by both the appreciation and the fact that we have about 3.5 weeks of school left. It's all good. Hi, I'm Ruth. This is my channel, Books and Budgets, and I am trying to be intentional with my money in a world where prices keep going up and up, but my paycheck does not. So I want to today close out my April budget, and so let me get to that right away because there's quite a bit to do and I want to explain it, but I don't want this to take 40 minutes like my last video. So we're going to start right here. By the way, we have a new plant joining us. This is a little snake plant that I have. It's very tall, so it doesn't show up very well and gives lots of shadow with my current lighting situation. So that's why he doesn't get to visit very much, but I thought, hey. And I am also joined by a teacher appreciation drink. Take a quick sip, try not to drip on my paper, because our student council has done something special for us. They're doing several things for us this week, but our student council put together a water bar. And this is a really cool idea if you're ever looking for something. They've got 2 of the large, like iced tea dispensers with the little spigots and stuff, and they have these cups for us, and they have them filled with just plain tap water. And they have some ice chest full of ice. And we go in, we fill a cup about half full of water, and on the counter in the teacher's workroom, they have laid out a smorgasbord of flavored water packets and at least 2 papers, laminated papers that have recipes to try. Mix a little of this and a little of that. This is a mixture of 1 packet lemonade, half a packet of Starburst blue raspberry, and a half a packet of, it was a strawberry. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it was Starburst or not. It made it kind of an interesting kind of dusty blue or teal color, which is one of my favorites. It looks a little milky or whatever, but the taste is amazing. So, all right, let's get to work. Okay, here is where we were with our April plan. Actually, I'm going to move this out of the way because the condensation is considerable. I don't know how the weather is where you are, but here our weather has been very, very humid. There were storms last night. In fact, there were some fairly close. So it's always an exciting time of year in the middle of the country. Yes. Okay, so where we were last time, we had tracked some of our expenses, but not all of them. Yep, I got a little water on there. See, I told you. Okay. Gonna move this over here. These are my expenses. This is my expense tracker for April. You can see exactly where we stopped. We stopped with right here with Netflix. The $16.96 for Netflix, and the rest of the page is what I have to do on here. I got cash next. Let's see, I got $30 for my lawn and $20 for entertainment. So to total 50. I'm gonna put a little dot by both of those and fill this in. $20 for entertainment, $30 for lawn care. Okay. Let's see. Eating out for my son's birthday. Actually, this wasn't the eating out part. We used our entertainment money that was in my 1 cash envelope that I have. It had built up a bit, And we used that to go out for a steak dinner. This was for dessert. This was 2 hot fudge sundaes. That's what that was. So that gets added to the eating out, which is the back right here. Okay, so I need to add that. I only got $20 worth of gas, yes. However, I needed to buy tires. It was becoming a need, not a want. And it just so happens that my mom wanted to do something nice for me. So she said she wanted to buy my tires. And I said I'd let her. Okay. After arguing with myself for a minute, I realized that I actually put the Toyota charge separate. I wanted to keep those separate for my tires. So I did not budget for this. So when I have an expense that I did not budget for, I always just put a mark through it. I spent this money on $4.27 because the sale was for the month of April, and it was for $532.13. That is not the cost of all of the tires. That is, well, it is. It's the cost of the tires, but not the installation. They couldn't do the installation until the 3rd of May, and they cannot charge, legally they cannot charge for work that they have not done. So I had to pay for the tires in order to get the sale price, and then I will go back, and in May's budget, I will show the installation. Okay, let's see. Eating out again. We're just having a grand old time. Well, I mean, we eat out once a week. The eating out for birthday, that was an extra. That's special. So I still, we still ate out. His birthday was on the middle of the week, so we still ate out on Saturday. Okay, my life insurance. Oh, I can already tell I am so chatty today. This is going to be painfully long. No, I refuse. I'm going to do something about that. Okay, here's where I account for the birthday gift from Mom. She's giving me $750 for the tires. I am depositing for April $525, and I'm going to put that up here as income. Let's see. Gift from Mom. It was not something I budgeted. $525 right there. And I'll add that up when it gets time. Okay. Let's see. Got that. Utilities. Man, it's a lovely spring month, and my utilities are so low. My electric came in at $56.86. $56.86. Let me see if I can move this down. My gas, natural gas, came in at $60.71. We had a couple of cold snaps that last month, but I don't think the heat has come on twice in the last month. So the gas will be lower, but we have finally turned on the air conditioning in that transition phase when it's just muggy and mid 70s. When it gets really hot outside, we keep our thermostat at 77 or 78 a lot of times. And I'm plenty cold with ceiling fans, of course. Anybody from the South understands you must have ceiling fans. You must. I don't care what a decorator tells you. You must have them. So, but my electricity might go up a little bit. My gas will go down to, I believe in the summer it's $13 a month. Just kind of keeping it on. Okay, my water and sewer is $49.64. And we will talk about what I do with that. And my T-Mobile was $125. $125. $17.92 is miscellaneous, and it is my only miscellaneous, so I'm going to put it right there. This was some things I bought for the potluck. Oops, I didn't mark those. For the potluck, we did a potluck for book club, and those were things that I bought for that. Then there is the transfer to savings of 120. Why did I put 125 here? I don't know why. Because I lined it up wrong. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this with any skill. Okay. Not bad. This is not my forte. That is 120 to transfer to savings. This, for T-Mobile, should have been 125. And I'm not making my little dots anywhere except right here, which is not helpful. Let me make sure I've got my 1696, yes. I got my 114 for my, yes, sort of. So, okay. Transfer to savings, 120. Okay, now, what's left is what happens after I add all of this up. Let's start at the beginning. And I'm going to, now that we're done with the expense tracker, I'm going to try zooming in. We haven't got the amazing technology over here, so let's just try something gentle, okay? Okay, I'm back. We're zoomed in a little bit, so hopefully you can see this a little better. I do not know if you'll be able to see my calculator, but we will give it a try. First of all, let's start with income. Here's my calculator ready to go. $50 from the rollover, the buffer in my checking account. My school paycheck came in for $16.51.27, which is what I expected. I was going to transfer $100 from sinking funds to buy a gift for my son's birthday. I did transfer that money. I spent more than $100, and I'm accounting for it in a kind of a strange way, because what I did is I sent it to my personal checking account. So it doesn't figure into the totals in this checking account. And so I will get back to that. I have my gift from Mom for $525. When we add those up, we get $2,226.27. Okay. Now, we have all of the fixed expenses, the bills, the things that have to be paid every month, including insurance, union dues, and utilities. I'm going to add those up. And I will probably speed you through this. All right. I got $1427.26. All right. This is $5 off from what I got in my draft that I do in pencil. And I know exactly why, too. It is this $4 or $5 right here. I actually took $109 out of the bank because I had a $5 in cash that I wanted to put in savings. So, what I wanted to do was take $109 out of the bank, add it in cash to give to my hairdresser, add the $5 to there, and then take the $5 that I would have used on my hair appointment from my checking account and transfer it to my savings. I'm going to still say that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep this in mind. Whether I say 109 here and then put it in the emergency fund, or you know what? The thing I'm most afraid of is that I will try to do something in my head, and then while I'm on camera, I will not be able to figure it out. So I have on my other that I used 109 here. That's what I'm going to do. On my draft, that's what it says. So I'm going to take this and subtract $5. And this matches with my draft, $1,422.26. Can you see that? Right there. Okay. So now I'm going to subtract that. Oh, no, I'm not. Just basic calculator stuff. Let's subtract that from, this is getting funny, 2,226.27, and I get $804.01, which is exactly what I do have on my draft, $804.01. Now I'm going to carry that down to where my variable expenses is. Now, when I have an unexpected income or inflow of money, whether it's from, if I have a repair and I realize I'm going to have to pull stuff out of savings, I record it on here. But then it kind of throws my sense of where the budget is off a little bit, because I know that this is going to come out wildly different. 1,040 and 1,422 are quite a bit different. But this really helps when I get to here and I see that even though this was larger, what I have left over is still larger than this. So I have enough to at least cover what I budgeted. And that's what I like. Okay, now I don't have the totals here for groceries or eating out because I haven't added them up yet. Well, actually, I have added up the groceries. It's on the back of this sheet. It was $204.84. I got groceries twice during this pay period. So it is $204.84. And let's add up the eating out. First of all, let me see if I can clear that. Okay. $786 plus 2363, 699 plus 2408. Okay, if you can see that, 6256. Check mark this, 6256. That is what I got. So I come back over here, 6256, and those are from my added together. Now, like I said, for the gifts, I had budgeted $100, but I put that, or I charged it out of a different account, and I spent more than that. So what I need to do is I need to replace, okay, let's see. I spent 158, let me look it up, 158.28. I moved 120 from my sinking fund directly to that other account. It has nothing to do with this account, so I don't have to worry about that. But I don't want that other account, which is my personal account, to be in the negative, and especially when I have extra funds. So I am actually going to cash flow the additional $38.28. I really hope that that is clear. This is going to go into my personal savings account, and I'm going to account for it right here. $38.28 I'm going to take out of this account and transfer over. Okay, once again, the calculator is going to come out. We are going to add up the variable spending, and I will zoom you through this. I got $393.60 for variable spending. $393.60. Again, this is still lower. Excuse me. This is still lower than what I had projected. So I should end up with more left over. we'll subtract this from 804.01, and we end up with 410.41. Excuse me, I had a little cough there. Okay, so I'm going to move this up to the top of this other side, and this is where the fun starts. 410.41. Okay, first of all, you know what I've said about self-leveling. I am going to plan for when my utility bills are not this low. I'm not going to just have a party with all that leftover money, tempting as that might be. So let me look. When I add up just these three utilities right here, 56.86 plus 60.71 plus 49.64, I get 167.21. Now, I usually budget $300 for that. The difference is $132.79. I am going to take that $132 and I am going to put it in this utilities savings fund, sinking fund, sorry. Oh no, I'm just going to do 130. That's right. I rounded it. Okay. So I know that that has to come out first. The other things that I know have to come out, $50 for a checking buffer, $15 for my tags and taxes, $25 for annual subscriptions. And I'm looking at this. Let's see, that's going to be $92.20. So it's well below this. And I'm thinking, how much am I going to do for my little, let me pull this down so you can see this. Yes, 50, 90, 130, that's 220. That's way below this 410.41. And so I want to have a little bit to put in my, I think I called it last time, my party with my pennies. It's a savings challenge thing that I do with very small amounts, but it's the only way that I have any cash to play around like I see some of you do on your channels. So I'm going to take 1041 out of that. So I'm budgeting basically the rest of the straight $400. So I'm going to put 1041 right here. Now, let us, starting with 410.41, let's take out the 1041. Let's take out the 130. Let's take out the 25, the 15, and the 50. And that leaves us $180 to put in sinking funds here. Well, emergency fund is my priority, so I'm going to put 100 of it right there. Okay. Then I have all of these at 15. I'm going to keep that. These four at 15. That gives me $60 more. That's 160. And 20 more. If I keep these just like they are, that should give me exactly 180. I'm going to add this up. And that comes to 270 for sinking funds and savings. So I put in more for savings than I intended to. Excellent. Now, when we subtract that from our 410.41, I didn't do that right. Let's try that again. 410.41 minus 270 equals 140.41. I have no debt. Bring this down here, 140.41, which is exactly what this is. And that should leave me with a zero-based budget. Okay, give me just a minute and I will zoom this back out again. Okay, so there you have it. That is the closeout of my budget. I actually have some more things that I want to do to close out the entire month, but I do think I'm going to separate that into a different video. It just makes some sense, and this is getting too long as it is. I hope it was clear what I was doing, that I was taking things from my expense tracker and writing them on here in the places where I had budgeted them. And you can see how I over budget this by a little bit, I over budget this by a little bit, so that I have more here when I'm done than I planned to have, and I have more to put into savings. This was $270 that was going into sinking funds and into the savings, but $50 of that stays as a checking buffer. So $220 here was going to savings, and $130 in the utility sinking fund. That comes to $350. I know this. $220 and $130 is $350. So I put that on my expense tracker that I'm going to transfer that to savings. I also put on my expense tracker that I'm going to stop by tomorrow or Monday. I'm going to stop by and collect this in cash when I go through the drive-thru. I started out with so much energy, so excited, and now I feel like I've just kind of petered out. But that is how I close out my April budget. I will come in and do the collective look at the whole month in a short video very soon. This may be one of the, I had one video last week. This may be a week where I have like 4. I don't know, but my phone is ringing. I gotta go. Thank you for being here. If this is helpful to you, and if my explanations or my fumbling around or my attempts at consistency are helpful to you, if you get out your own bills, your own paper, and it inspires you to budget along with me, just so that you feel like you are telling your money what to do and not the other way around, please send me a comment, hit the like button, consider subscribing to this channel. I promise you, I'm getting excited about my YouTube channel and coming up with ideas for things that aren't all just budget with me. And I hope that you'll stick around and partake in that with me. I would really enjoy it if you do. All right, gotta go. Have a great rest of your week, and hopefully you will see me a couple more times on videos right here. Take care.